Hi, it is August, which means I get to share with you guys what happened in Ada and Canyon County. That's the Boise area, surrounding area real estate market update. My name is Christina Ward, Christina and Company at Keller Williams Realty, and I am going to share my screen and we're going to talk about some fun stuff. So every week we go live Monday at 10 a.m. on my personal Facebook page, Christina Moore Ward. And then every month we deep dive into these awesome numbers that we get. We actually hire a statistician from Boise State to research these numbers and get it correct for us to deliver good data to you guys so you can make informed decisions. So we had another great July. I mean, incredible during a pandemic to see sales at this rate. So let's first look year over year, because you can't compare July to May, and you actually can't really compare this year July to anything because this is a little bit different than we've ever experienced. But last year at this time, there was 951 homes for sale. So I'm looking at Ada County resale, so everything but new construction right now. This year, at this time, 369 for sale. So that means the inventory is low. There's not a lot of houses for sale. There were a lot of houses, they just got bought. So there's even more under contract than last year. Last year there was 911. Now there's 1,025 buyers. So there's more than double, almost triple, or there is triple, or almost triple, sorry, the amount of buyers than sellers. Also interesting to see the listing count go down. Usually in the summertime our listing count goes up. So those buyers bought up that inventory. There's still people not selling, and I understand why. And at the same time, if you can sell, like you can move out or you feel comfortable selling, living in your home, we had a listing last week and that got 12 offers. Just there's no competition. Sellers. But people ask me, when's the best time to buy, when's the best time to sell? I can always clearly tell you after the fact. So February 2020, great time to sell a house. See, there's only 337 houses for sale, 678 pending. July 2020, June 2020, even May, and even March and April, like the numbers weren't quite as good as later in the summer, but still a really strong seller's market. So right now, our average price is $386. Our appreciation is 6.5%, and our inventory is 0.6 months. And that means if nobody listed their house starting today, if no new homes coming on the market, the buyer demand would take up the inventory in less than a month, in 0.6 months. The inventory is remaining low in a seller's market until it goes over that $1 million range, and that puts us into more of a balanced market, but that has lowered. That inventory went from 5s to 4s this month. So that's interesting to see that inventory lower. So that means the $1 million range is becoming a better market than it was. In the start of the pandemic, it was at 6 months inventory, so we're a lot better sitting at 4 now. And Canyon County. So Canyon County is where our clients that need that affordable housing are going right now. The average price is $269, which is really high for Canyon County, but still a lot more affordable than Ada County. The listing count is so low, only 144 houses for sale. Last year at this time, there's 357. And the pendings are 460, so there's more than double, almost triple the amount of buyers than sellers in Canyon County. Their inventory is 0.5 months inventory. So half a month, no new houses for sale if no new homes come in the market. And it's a seller's market anywhere under 600 for the resale in Canyon County, and a balanced market at 600 to 800, then there's no market at over 800. Some people there's a couple people that have sold, but not many, just 2 over 800. And then I want to look at new construction, guys, because this has been our biggest shift the last month, because we've noticed in our world a lot more people have decided to build because they looked at their 4 houses for sale in their criteria and they weren't a good fit. So we have more build jobs than ever. I think Tracy on our team has 8 or 9 build jobs pending just herself. And Atlanta has a few as well, so that is more than usual for us. And it's showing here that the inventory is decreasing for builders. Now, I've noticed that builders are taking a little bit longer to build. That's probably because their materials are coming in a little bit slower. Like everything's happening a little bit slower right now, and we need that inventory desperately. So hopefully they can work out those kinks. But typically the last couple of years we've seen new construction sit at 3 months inventory, and right now it's only at 1.4, so it's been cut in half. 486 houses for sale, 1,082 under contract in all of Ada County for resale. So thank goodness we have those new builds to buy, because that's helping over 1,000 buyers like right in July. Crazy. You know, I don't typically see multiple offers on build jobs, but I'm kind of wondering with this decrease, you see these like decreased listing count, increased pendings, that possibly we might start to see competition where you're having to act faster and make offers faster with new construction. We will see. We haven't seen a ton of that, a little bit of that, but we'll see if that's kind of our future. Ada County or Canyon County, new construction, same thing. Decreasing inventory, increasing closed, 1.1 months inventory. This is wild, guys. You know, I don't know our future. I just know today is amazing, and I'm not going to bet on the future because I can just bet on now. I can tell you very, very confidently, it is a great time to sell a house based on the numbers that we're seeing here. If you have a reason to move, it is an excellent time to sell a house. And some people say, well, I would move, but where am I going to go? I have to buy in this market. You move because you need to, right? You need another school district. You need a bigger house. You need a smaller house. You move when you need to, and then we find opportunities. Nobody has a better chance to create flexibility with their move than right now. And what I mean by that is when you list your house today, when you get 12 offers like one of our listings got last weekend, you get whatever you want. You get appraisals waived, you get inspections waived, you get you get to live there as long as you want. I mean, there's so many amazing opportunities to be selling in a low inventory market to make that transition of where you're going with that kind of scary feeling, where am I going to move to, a little bit easier. So let's talk about some of the successes and how we've sold houses this year. This is like my favorite thing ever. So this house on Fremont, it's a little townhouse that I think it was 3 doors down, 2 weeks prior, sold for $205. We sold our townhouse for $250, and we didn't even look that nice. We just did our marketing and our staging and our proper pricing, and we gave it 4 days in the market to let it kind of appreciate that. I competed for this listing against 2 agents I really respect, and they did their market analyses previously to mine, so maybe they were a little bit old, but we came in pretty high, a lot higher than the other agents did, and then sold it for $950. I was really happy to make those guys some more money. This house, the highest sale in this exact floor plan, in this exact neighborhood, was in I think it was around $575. Multiple offers, some cash, bidding war, sold for $630. Oh, I love this story. So this house sold, we listed it for $590, sold it for $600, got a low appraisal, $35,000 lower than our asking price, which is devastating for the seller and actually devastating for the buyer too, because they can't get a loan and the seller's getting, potentially losing money. So we worked with the appraiser to try to change the appraisal legally. There's like some, strong rules around what you can do, and there's not very much influence. It's like you have to prove data. I probably spent 3 or 4 hours calling realtors, networking, finding properties that weren't on the MLS, and trying to prove to this appraiser that this house was worth more. And he ended up raising the price to $590, and we had already negotiated that the buyer would pay the extra $10,000 if a low appraisal happened. So my clients got what they wanted. Just awesome to problem solve like that. And it was maybe one of the hardest things I've ever done in my career. Super fun to help those guys and be a hero. This was a friend that was very loyal to her realtor, reached out to him, and he said, I think we should sell it for like $410 or $420. And she didn't feel like that was right. So I said, let's sell it for $450. Last minute, we upped it to Yeah, 450, yeah, 454.9, and then it actually ended up selling for 468. So we literally made her about $50,000 more than the other realtor thought it should sell for. So fun. This is really interesting too. So we all of us realtors are experiencing a lot of firsts in the market right now. So this one had tenants occupied and they did not feel comfortable with showings. So we did a virtual showing. We did a 3D tour on this listing and said virtual showings only, offer subject to viewing the property. So we sold it, we showed it once, that one fell apart, we sold it again, showed it, it's staying together. So we literally only showed it to 2 people, and it reduced that risk for the tenants that didn't feel comfortable with people coming through, and create a lot of convenience to our clients. They were going to wait till the tenants moved out, and then they get to sell their house sooner and make a buyer happy too, which is really awesome. It's not for everybody. I think this house would have gotten multiple offers potentially and maybe sold for a little bit more, but it was the right thing for the sellers. It's what they wanted. It was the right thing for the buyer. Win-win or no deal. This is the house that received 12 offers this weekend. Yeah, and it sold for a lot more than that price. I can't tell you yet, but it sold for a lot more with great terms. It was really fun. Everybody's happy. And then this one sold for $30,000 more than the neighbor, and all they did was replace carpet, paint, and stage. And it was a tenant occupied house, so it did not look this. I mean, look at this, you guys. That is so beautiful. It was really fun for these guys to invest. I think it was about $10,000 or $12,000, and then to sell faster and make more money. Anyway, the market is very interesting. It's changing every day. 9%, I just looked at the numbers, 9% of America is still not making their mortgage. So I'm looking to see, and I'm not saying this is happening for sure, but I'm looking and wondering if we're going to have increased inventory coming in the fall, because that's going to be where more people's forbearances come due. But right now, all I can say is the market's excellent. It's low inventory, also low interest rates. So buyers are happy. I mean, it's just like exciting times, and always happy to specifically talk about your situation. Because remember, you know, moving is not easy. I wish I could make it super easy, but it's not. But it's also really important. And evaluating the value of your house, what you can buy, it's a big deal, and we're always happy to talk about it. So give me a call today, we'll talk.